but it's interesting, Michelle, because it would be so much easier to get fast food.
1,000%.
And oftentimes, I'm afraid that we look at marriages the same way.
Ooh.
We don't want to do all the work. We just want our spouse to be the way that we want them to be, when we want them. We want the drive-through.
Wow.
And not the 5-star meal. This is Ryan and Michelle, and welcome to the Celebrate Marriagecast, where we hope to restore and reclaim godly marriages through honest and real conversations.
Hello, and welcome to our show. Welcome to episode 127. We are so glad you're here. And listener, we are proud of you for making this investment to learn and grow and work on your marriage. So welcome, and hello, Ryan.
Hello, Michelle. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm excited.
End of February.
Yes. Winter's almost over.
Yeah, it really is. I'm already thinking green. I got the shamrock necklace because, O'Connor is almost March.
I'm also wearing green. That's tremendous.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
We should have saved it for March.
Yeah.
We're already thinking spring with travel tips, Ryan.
Absolutely. Michelle, something has become very clear to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Marriage is an absolute incredible journey.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Yeah, I think so often we want a quick path. We want the fastest route. It's like Apple Maps, give me the fastest route to a perfect marriage. Right? Well, first off, let's be clear on something.
That doesn't exist.
That destination does not exist. So let's just be perfectly clear on that. So good luck finding directions.
Sure.
So anyway, 2, I think it's important to note that the fastest way isn't always the best way to get somewhere. I
That's
think
a good perspective.
I think for us, some of the coolest things that you see are off of the road.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think of when we went to Utah last summer, we took some really long ways there, but we saw the coolest, do you remember when we stopped and we looked at those rocks that looked like toadstool mushrooms? Yeah. It looked like we were on a Star Wars movie set or something. It just was intergalactic.
Yeah.
Intergalactic. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool.
So,
detour.
Yeah, you can see them. You can kind of see them from the road, but we took a little detour, took a little longer.
Right.
Right. We went out, we had a look.
But that was a highlight for us too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I love this. So we see cool things sometimes by taking a detour, going off the beaten path. So Ryan, this whole show that you wrote for today is about travel tips for the journey of marriage.
Absolutely.
Now, we're not going to tell you what sunscreen to bring or what things to pack literally.
Right.
These are metaphorical.
Absolutely. So
got a good show planned for you. We have two big tips. 2
big tips, Michelle. There's 2 big travel tips we want to talk about that are going to help you on this journey of marriage.
And we are like your tour guides.
Tour guide. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's great.
I like it. Okay, so the first major travel tip is preparation. So think about this. If you were going on an actual trip, you would prepare.
Yeah.
Right, Ryan? You would plan and figure out what a good season is to go. You'd figure out what clothes you do need, if you do need sunscreen or if you need to buy some things. But really you would kind of figure out some of those big things first, right? Usually when we plan a trip, we figure out when are we going to this place? Where are we going? Maybe it's where and then when.
Yeah.
We figure out, lodging, who else is going, what plane tickets. You buy some of those big boulder items first. So for your travel journey of marriage, you need to figure that out. So what do you need to get ready? It will look different depending on your season of marriage, if you're dating or early in your marriage, but tackle the big things. So what does that look like? Faith, finances, family, communication, intimacy. Ryan, these are all topics that we have talked about. We just did a marriage event a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about most of those things.
Right. Yeah.
Communication, intimacy, priorities, your faith foundation. Get those big boulders locked in first for your travel tip. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this video from Stephen Covey that did this illustration, but he had put these big rocks in a jar. Actually, he started with sand, and then he tried to put in some pebbles, and then the rocks wouldn't fit. But if he did it the other way around, the big rocks are really important, and then you had room for some pebbles, the smaller things in life, and then all the sand fit in. That's just the daily stuff. So think of it that way. When you're planning your trip, you need to get those big things in place. So if you're a little more seasoned in life, you might have to pack new things, right? So you might have to adapt and pack something. If you haven't noticed, marriage shifts.
Yeah.
It changes. You might have illness or, job changes, different seasons. Ryan, you've cooked for the last 5 weeks straight because of my new job.
Yep.
So that's a huge shift that we had to pack new things for. Ryan was packing a lot of cooking gear. It's different if you're newlyweds, right? For us, this came in the form of learning new things about ourselves as well. We just got back from a growth conference that we invested in that was fueled after Pastor Reed and Cindy were on the show, and they said, hey, one conference a year. If it's a marriage conference, a leadership conference, we went and did that. And we learned some new things. We needed to unpack some old things and pack in some new things for the next season and where we want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelle, I think it's so important to, as we talk about preparation, absolutely. I think if you're newlyweds, like understanding it's a little bit different. Like there's big things you got to figure out. Mm-hmm. I think for people that are a little more seasoned or been married a while, like I do think it's really important to understand that your marriage, our marriage 15 years in looks very different than when we were newlyweds.
Yeah.
And so understanding that concept of like, okay, like there's new skills that need to be learned. There's new things that need to be quote unquote packed because it's different.
Right.
Like you said, it's shifted. And, I think that's a really important thing to understand. Somewhere along the line, there's this like fall in love and live happily ever after where like, it's just going to always be that way. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Right.
It
takes intentional work and a growth mindset too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's where, I think it's really important to identify that and say, okay, hey, we need to pack some new stuff. We're in a different season. Mm-hmm. Let's pack some new stuff.
I think if you went to a destination and you stayed there for a while and the weather changed, you would swap some things out, right? You would pack or bring or purchase some additional, maybe it's, warmer weather wear. We have hopefully spring and summer coming. You're not going to keep wearing your winter sweaters all year long, right? You need to unpack those and pack in some new seasonal appropriate items.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Michelle, the first tip is preparation. Mm-hmm. It's identifying where you're going. It's looking at that. What do I need to pack? What do I need to unpack and repack and looking at what you need for the season and where you're going.
And maybe too, a reevaluation of your destination. Maybe you've gotten to one travel location and you realize, I don't really like it here. I don't like where we're at. Let's repack and go to a new, better destination. Yeah, I like that. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever went somewhere and you're like, oh, this isn't either the place or the place you're staying. It's not really like the pictures they showed online. Should have read more reviews. That's okay. But the first step is recognizing that and realizing we need to take our marriage to a new place.
Yeah,
got a new thing coming.
Yeah, that's really good. Mm-hmm. Michelle, the other travel tip that I want to talk about today is patience. I think we can all agree that traveling takes patience.
Sure.
Right? There may be storms, delays, complications.
Really chatty people on an overnight flight to Europe when you're trying to sleep.
Right.
That's a patience test.
Or just the Chicago airport in general.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Do we tell our listeners about when we saw somebody had lost their shoes and they clearly had to keep running because they didn't have time to stop for their shoes? Their shoes.
Yeah.
I hope they were spare shoes.
I hope so. It's chaotic and it takes patience. So
and it was crazy. And I remember a pilot on the escalator next to me. We were getting bumped into. I was concerned about my neck. I was recovering then from my injury, and people kept slamming into us. We didn't even know where they were coming from. We weren't even running late, but my watch showed that I was so stressed just by being in proximity with everyone else.
Yeah.
The pilot next to us on the escalator, I was like, is it always like this? He's like, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chicago Airport. Okay.
So
sorry,
Chicago, but try to figure something out. Anyway.
Maybe they need some spa music or something.
Maybe just some calming presence.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so as we look at all of these things, I think we can say that sounds a lot like marriages, right?
How so?
Marriages have storms, delays, complications.
Yeah.
And, if I'm just going back to this, Chicago Airport will test any marriage. I'm just saying. Anyway.
That is truth. Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's interesting in that those delays often make your arrival so much better.
Ooh, how so?
Like, I mean, whenever you're delayed, whenever there's something there, like when you finally get to that place, it's just like, oh,
sure. Your gratitude is so much larger because you've now overcome some stuff to get there.
Absolutely. Makes it so much better.
Yeah, valid.
So, Michelle, thank you for actually the shout out for the dinner. That's really nice.
Do you have that in here?
I don't.
Are you sharing that? Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice. No, I appreciate that.
You guys, he's not just heating up chicken nuggets or something. He's making HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Most nights.
Yeah.
And this is for 5 solid weeks. He deserves Husband of the Year.
Oh, geez, that's nice.
You are Husband of the Year.
That's nice, Michelle. But I do think
huge.
I do think it's a great analogy, as we look at this idea of patience, right? HelloFresh. Hey, they're not a sponsor, but it's really good. I really like the food.
It is really good.
And
they gave us a knife.
That
was cool. Not for any sponsorship mentions.
No, but man,
it's a great deal.
Hey, maybe. But it does take me a while. I am not a professional chef. A little funny side story. So
it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but so I'm not a chef. I'm not even great at cooking. So anyway, these meals take me anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes.
Well, they'll say whatever time and it's double. And it doesn't matter if you were making it or back when I was making them, it was double. So if it would say 40 minutes, you could bet money on the fact that it would take us 80 or 90 minutes.
Probably.
Double.
Yeah.
Just double everything.
Yeah. So quick side story. We were at this retreat and they had a chef there.
Shout out to Poe.
Yeah, that made the food. And we were chatting with him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I love HelloFresh." And then we got talking about how long it takes. Now keep in mind he's a professional chef. So I think he does it in considerably less time.
I think how it came up was he said, "Oh yeah, and they're pretty quick to make." And I was like, "Wait a minute, Poe, how long, if it says 30 minutes, how long does it take you?" He's like, yeah, like 20 minutes. I was like, well, just so you know, it takes us 60 minutes to do that. So we are winning at food preparation.
Hey, but here's the thing. It's really delicious food.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's
healthy.
Really good. And, one of the big perks is our son, who is a pretty picky eater.
Mm-hmm. We've shared that.
He likes it. Mm-hmm. He's eating which is fantastic. So
Santa Fe street tacos and sticky rice pork bowls and all of this stuff.
I mean, anytime that he gives it a better rating than just mid, that's his mid. Hey, it's a win. Mm-hmm. And it's really good. But it's interesting, Michelle, because it would be so much easier to get fast food.
1,000%.
You pull up to the drive-through, it's made the way you want it. You go home, eat it, throw it away in the trash. There's no dishes to do. There's no cleanup, anything like that. It would be so much easier. And oftentimes, I'm afraid that we look at marriages the same way.
Ooh.
We don't want to do all the work. We just want our spouse to be the way that we want them to be, when we want them. We want the drive-through.
Wow.
And not the 5-star meal.
Wow.
And it takes patience. Anything in life that is amazing takes work.
You know what's interesting too is that the fast food is a quick, fast fix, but ultimately is not what's going to nourish your body. Right?
Yeah.
So the hard work that you're putting into making that delicious, nutritious, healthy meal is longer term value as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's just, it's understanding that preparation, that, chopping, that, mincing, and I'm learning all these great words, and the cooking and all of this, the outcome is so good. And Michelle, I love that you said like the long term, but even the short term, like we've been a few places, I'm not going to mention names, but like you go out to eat, and as soon as you're done eating the food, how do you feel?
Sure. Kind of,
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, I think that's such a great analogy. And I think that you're right. Patience is the key, and it's also some intentional effort as well, right? So what would you say that this looks like in the journey of marriage?
Yeah, I think understanding that probably where I would see this most is change doesn't happen immediately. Change doesn't happen. It's not a drive-through. Where if there's something that you're working on as a spouse, if there's an area, we've shared this a lot, communication, right? Like I am not going to be a drive-through, like instantly change 45 years of wiring in my brain overnight.
Yeah.
Right. And so a lot of that is patience as you're working through. And I mean, I would say we're 15 years in. We're still learning this.
Yeah.
We're still learning to communicate.
It's so true. I feel like every month or maybe even week, we're learning new things and having new situations where we're having to dig into that and say, whoa, okay, wait.
Right.
Right. And it is having that self-control to exercise that fruit of the Spirit, which is patience.
Yeah.
Right. Having patience with your spouse, along with the other, of course, kindness and goodness and gentleness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think maybe it's recognizing what you're trying to create, right? So as you're preparing that delicious HelloFresh, you could get frustrated, and sometimes we do, it's taking out so long. But it's also recognizing what you're trying to create with that meal and the why, right?
Yeah.
Long term, this is going to be better for us. And it is taking a while, but I'm not just making fast food here. I'm making some culinary creation.
Yeah.
So I think keeping that in mind with your marriage, that you're trying to build something great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that might take double the time that it takes everybody else, and that's okay.
And that's okay, absolutely. I think that's another great point, Michelle, of looking at these recipe cards. It says 40 minutes. Takes me 80 minutes.
Winning.
But
that's okay.
That's okay. I mean, it's and that's where I think this patience comes in of, okay, hey, I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. And I need to be patient.
Maybe you're enjoying the journey more than other people. I don't know. They must be chopping at turbo speed and sauteing things as they're chopping with their other hand. I don't know how they do it. Maybe you guys can let us know if anyone has a subscription box. Where do you fall? Are you below the time they say? Are you faster? Are you average? Or are you like in O'Connor status? Like, are you are you way above the time that they say?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
don't leave us solo here. Someone else has got to be
hey,
on the patience.
enjoying the process.
Yes.
That's right. So, Michelle, marriage is one of the greatest journeys. We share this. We share this every week. I mean, it's part of. We're open and honest about this, and we certainly have not arrived at the destination. But we continue to travel on this journey, and I think it's so important. These are two things that we've been learning, and so this idea of preparation and patience, and just remember, like it's not a drive-through. That's not what we're aiming for here. We're aiming for that 5-star
marriage.
That 5-star marriage, And I think it's important to realize if your marriage is in a season of construction or a detour, to really evaluate these two things. Do you have the right tools? Or do you have patience while that work is getting done?
That's a good point about the tools too. Even thinking back to the HelloFresh, I mean, they have fancy chef's knives and all these things. Now we have a new knife. Maybe we'll be faster with that knife. But yeah, what tools do you need to put in place to do that? So great show, Ryan. So just to recap one final time, preparation and patience.
Yeah, I think those are the best travel tips that you can have, or two anyway, that on this journey of marriage that'll get you a long way.
All right. Well, buckle up and enjoy your trip.
Yes.
Let's do mystery question.
All right, mystery question,
Patrick,
Michelle.
cue the song. Are you reading it this time? I think you are.
It. Yeah.
The mystery
question time. Wow. Okay.
Oh no, I'm nervous.
No, it's really interesting.
Is it random?
Yeah, it's very random. Would you rather live in a tree house or a houseboat? I don't know. I'll answer first.
Okay, go ahead. I think I'm dialed in.
For sure, treehouse.
You would?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It's an adventure.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not like a huge water person.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's cool. Like I don't know.
This question's so random. I think just so I can travel and see the world, a houseboat. But here's the thing that I would say. If you pick the treehouse, I will come to your treehouse. I won't be on my own houseboat while you're in a treehouse. So let's make that clear. I will come to your treehouse.
And Michelle, I would come to your houseboat.
Fantastic. Thanks, love.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks for joining us on our show today. We hope that these have been great travel tips for your journey of marriage. We want you to know that we have marriage resources at Celebrate.church/marriage. Additionally, if you don't have a church home, we would love to have you at Celebrate. Find us at Celebrate.church. Have a great week.
Have a great week.